The ultimate school. An alternative learning style can be seen in nature. Animals do not put their children into school while the parent is away hunting. Animals teach their children through example. Indigenous people throughout the world do not have schools as we do, yet their children learn to survive and become capable adults. The children learn by playing, by mimicking the behaviors of adults or older children. For example, playing with a bow and arrow teaches a child to become a hunter as an adult. Playing with cooking utensils teaches children how to cook. As adults, they know the patterns of survival they have learned because they copy their parents. As adults, their work, hunting, cooking, or whatever the task may be, is fun and pleasurable because it was allowed to happen naturally. It was not forced when they were children. Many indigenous cultures do not believe that they can tell other people what to do. For example, if there's a work party and they're building a hut for a family, then people are allowed to participate for as little or as much as they like. In indigenous groups, children are rarely or never told what to do. They are allowed to play and experience life as they wish. As adults, they have positive associations with doing work. The ideal school is a mirror of these conditions. In a more ideal school, children are not separated from parents, or from older children or society, and they are not locked in buildings. In the hypothetical unified society, children would have a spacious freedom to play. They would be included in society. The children would see the role modeling of success in their parents, and as they grew, they would naturally copy their parents' patterns, as well as have opportunities to participate, but not through force. Children, for the good and for the bad, mimic and copy their parents' behaviors. A more ideal school does not need to spend much or any time teaching children factual knowledge and academic skills, since these can be easily learned in non-oppressive, non-judgmental, and supportive space when the child wants and feels ready. A real school would be based upon the principles of truth, love, and compassion. Many parents might fear that Many parents might fear that if they do not force or encourage their children to read or write at a very early age, then their children will become unintelligent and unable to learn. But each stage of growth, the child is capable of being the best she can be. So, an infant cannot be a 3-year-old, and a 3-year-old cannot be a 6-year-old. If children are forced to read and learn symbols too early, when their minds are not sufficiently developed and they're not ready, this can break up their reality into fragments. Forced education also can drive away or thwart their natural interest in what my daughter calls play, 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 play. For my daughter Sparkle, we will not teach her how to read because her natural inclination is to want to read books. While she cannot read the words right now, she is positive and motivated to learn how to read. Without any effort on our part, she started asking us about the letters. Life is our classroom. The ultimate school would not have a classroom. We would teach the children about the laws of life. We would teach them about personal responsibility, about the law of brotherhood, how to communicate with each other, how to express feelings, and mostly the school would be focused on creating an optimal learning environment. That means the foundation of the ultimate school is play, 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 play. Children need to be given opportunities to learn about the things that are important, like childbirth, how to make peace, and how to care for the environment. At the very least, children should not go to school until the age of 6. Children should learn how to socialize and have contacts with other children, but to force them to learn facts about our culture and to separate them from their parents and confine them into prison-like edifices is painful. Here's what Joseph Pierce writes in The Magical Child. Learning to take our cues from the child and make a corresponding response means learning to heed and respond to the primary process within ourselves as well. Hospitals for delivery, bottles for feeding, cribs for sleeping, playpens and strollers for isolation, daycare centers for not caring, nursery schools for not nurturing, preschools all create abandonment and weaken the bond. To nurture the magical child is a full-time responsibility. I propose to you that the origin of our public school system is an inner feeling of not caring. I propose that because we have constrained ourselves as adults, that we somehow choose to constrain our children in their behaviors. I propose that school exists because of our own inner conflicts in our own lack of care for ourselves and our children. School exists as a result of the separated bond between mother and child. By bringing awareness to this form of separation, we bring our own love, humility, and acceptance towards this negativity which is both outside and inside. In the world we see smokestacks, melting icebergs, and unfair laws and policies, and it is not a result of a cruel accident. These things are outer reflections of our inner landscape. You must look into yourselves and into your child and learn how to honor them with compassion. You must find the iced walls of resistance that prevent you from returning to a state of love and grace. You must learn how you were treated unfairly by life, by parents, by siblings, and by school, and you must feel the feeling of pain that has been caused. The idea of a separate outer authority in a rigid social structure based upon schools of domination and subjugation exists as a reflection of our own fragmented internal reality. Real authority comes from truth, love, compassion, and divine inspiration. In a broad sense, we do not see this authority in the world because we do not have it activated within us. You are the authority for your child, and while it is usually a lengthy process to really learn about your own higher authority, it's also part of life. In other words, the challenges of life will help you be a better authority. Our children need us to be present for them, to show them our love and compassion, and to take a higher path towards grace. I propose that this can only happen when we do not subject our children, at least in the early years, to public school.